Now I'm up. Now we're good.
Now we are good. We are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, sorry about that. A little late, but here we are. We were watching the majority of it until everything had to do its update, but now we are live, Will, so
Yes, we are live for the final race, the championship deciding race for the SRU Xfinity Series here. Are you sure we're live?
mm-hmm. Let me check my YouTube here. I'll let you know. It says we are.
No, you're just live on YouTube?
No, and Twitch.
I know see Twitch. I even refresh it. Oh, there we go. Bam, you're on Twitch. Okay. We are good to go. Yes, indeed. So, Raider, Yarrow, Hartwell, and Terry Duguay is the final four championship contenders here tonight for the SRU Xfinity Series. Final race
Is that why
of the
Zach ain't
season.
here?
Zach's still at work.
Oh.
He's still working. So that's also another. But he did not make up enough points as well for missing a race. So that really hurt him, missing a race.
So you said
and then
Raider,
not being
Yarrow, Hartwell, and
Terry. Yep. Who Terry had a slide about lap 2 or 3 before we got broadcasting here. Like Brian said, his Streamlabs had an update, so unfortunate, but there's still a lot of ground to make up in this race. 130 miles here, Phoenix International Raceway, just over a mile in length. I've got the handy-dandy Wikipedia here, and
I can go over a little bit of the race information real quick while we have it.
Okay, you have race information, 10-4. I'll let you do that.
I just don't have the stage rate because they didn't give me no confirmation on that.
Oh, I forgot.
We're in Avondale. It's a 1 mile track. Current track temp at the moment, Will, is 104. We're at an altitude of 968 feet. The weather they have set up here is for 89 degrees Fahrenheit, 29% humidity, cloudy skies, for the 12-mile-per-hour wind. They do get 75% fuel, as you said before, 134 laps, which is 130 miles. 4 sets of tires on a quick fix, 2 attempts at a green-white checker. We don't know the stage breaks. Sorry about that to the fans at home watching. And, you know, our awesome commentary by myself, Brian Nutt, and Mr. Will Roberts. Will Roberts will take it away with everything else that you guys need to know.
Yes, my apologies. I got everything else but the, I got how the cars were handling and fuel mileage, but I forgot the stage break, so terrible reporting from me. Anyway, cars are basically Phoenix here on iRacing. Who was that? That was Hartwell that got ever so slightly close to that turn 2 exit. But anyway, that dirty air, even here at Phoenix, can play a role. You may not think so because it's a flat mile track, but it's still going to do something to you. So it's just at a mile in length, and the straightaways are banked at 3 degrees. The dog leg is banked at 10 to 11 degrees. That is right there, right past the start-finish line. Straight away from the dog leg to turn 1, 10 degrees in turn 1. Turn 1 is progressive banked with 8 to 9 degrees of banking on the exit of turn number 2. The back straightaway has 3 degrees of banking. Turns 3 and 4 has 10 to 11 degrees of banking. So they say it's a flat track, but it's easily banked, relatively banked. But if you can be good at New Hampshire, Milwaukee Mile, Gateway, you can probably be good here, but track drive's a little bit different than the ones I just named. This track has been a present fixture for a lot of racing series for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
No, you're good. What were you gonna say?
See there we had Kevin Roy creeping up on Blair.
IndyCar has raced here on and off since 1964 till 2018. Yes, indeed. Larry Blair trying to stay ahead of Kevin Roy, but also trying to close in on Jason Adams. You have Larry Blair, Kevin Roy, Mark Kosick. Larry Blair found another Scott Bloomquist paint scheme.
Yep.
Nick Rader, Michael Yarrow, Brandon Hartwell. Yarrow under a second of Rader. I hate taking a lid off a bottle of water and the little plastic thing underneath the lid comes with it, you know? It's like, Gilmore in fourth position. Philbrick in fifth in the 06 machine.
Followed by David A., Danny Story, Jason Adams, Larry Blair, and Kevin Roy, the top 10 spots at this time. Then you have Kosick, Bobby, Terry, Palmer, and Chiswick.
Just a good battle back here. Good short track battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th positions. 3-car battle as they're trying to put some ground on Mark. 20 laps into this race. I forgot to get the stage break, but that's okay. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm assuming maybe lap 40, 45, somewhere in that window normally, maybe, Brian. And they'll have a decent maybe 90 lap sprint to the finish there. So fuel mileage this evening with the 75% fuel on these for these SRU Xfinity Series competitors will be 59 to 65 lap window of fuel for people who may be quite able to save to that 65 laps. Others who are pushing it more than likely, 58, 59 laps, Brian. Like the people like Rader, Yarrow, maybe even Hartwell, maybe. But people like Gilmore, Philbrick, Acacia, go a little bit further back. Jason Adams, we know, might go a little bit further, even go the distance per se. So, like I said, kind of a guessing game till the stage. I'm not 100, neither one of us % sure when the stage. If a random caution happens and it's no incident, we will probably know that will be the stage. So let's not freak out when it does occur, Brian. I say that now, and then we will freak out whenever it happens.
Probably.
Yep. Anyway, so.
Because we're phenomenal for that.
Yeah, freak out. Yarrow keeping it under a second on Rader, so not really letting Nick pull away too far in the early goings of this race. But this battle back here, man, this is a good, like I said, good little short track battle going on in the back of the field, pretty much.
Hey, Will, guess what?
Yes, what?
They finally put lights at Atlanta.
on iRacing, yes, indeed.
Oh,
So
I guess you heard
now,
everything from the party you were in earlier.
no, I have iRacing followed on Facebook, Brian.
Oh,
I
that's right. Yeah, I
scroll.
forgot about
Yeah,
that. Every time
yeah,
you
but
send me a
I.
screenshot, there's always high racing up there. So that's kind of telling you something.
Oh my goodness, Brian. Anyway, so yeah.
Alex Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Marquez.
Do you see how slippery and slick these track conditions are for these Xfinity drivers out here? They are just sliding these automobiles around.
Hey,
And looking up here at the race leader as he's coming up and lapping Robert Chiswick, him and Yarrow getting by the six machine.
Yarrow did
So,
my paint scheme in an Xfinity card, which is a Ryan Truex paint. How about it?
so Brandon Jones going back to Joe Gibbs Racing. I don't know why they just
Yes,
can't get Ryan Truex to have a full-time ride.
I think so. From what I heard, Martin's going to work on that with him.
I don't understand why you want Sir Crash a lot back at your organization. And
I thought he was going to,
retire,
no,
go down to the Truck Series or something.
yeah, that or SHR, the experience, whatever they're called now, the Haas.
Haas factory team, bruh.
Yeah, right.
Terrible name for a sounds so. Well, he won it out of NASCAR years ago, and then whenever he got fined, whenever Briscoe's team got fined a year or two ago, like one of the biggest penalties ever in the sport at the time, I think that was his final straw, and he was just waiting, and then finally waiting for something to happen again, and yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. So you see there, Kevin Roy still applying pressure to Larry Player. Well, hey, I
Yeah,
was
let's
actually
look
going.
up at the race lead real quick because Yarrow has chased down Ryder. He's up there with him, but 3/10 behind him, kind of in that dirty air. You keep seeing Kevin have that good slide on the exit of turn two, what used to be turn four, but they are up here now battling here. Just remember, whoever finishes ahead of, the best competitor tonight out of the championship four walks away with the trophy from the SRU Xfinity season here. So, what were we just going to remember, Brian?
Say what?
If you were going to say something, were you going to say something and I just kept talking, or what happened?
I don't even remember. Well, that's a good question.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
That's
I
always
feel like I
happens.
just zoned out and just kept talking over you or something. That could have happened.
We tend to do that a lot, so I mean that's all right.
But yeah, I think it's. I thought it was kind of funny what Sheldon Creed said. Post Darlington, even though I didn't really. I just heard like a little snippet, but he's like, he's not really getting paid this season while racing at Joe Gibbs Racing, and it's like, okay, like, but yeah, just I don't know, like you have all these drivers that bring the funding, like it feels like Brandon Jones, right? He he's gonna take Menards back with him to Joe Good's Racing. It feels like, right? Like he's taking Joe Good, or he's taking Menards with him everywhere. Like back whenever he raced at RCR years ago. Pretty sure he raced for like Thor Sport or somebody in the truck series. I'm trying to remember now, or Kyle Busch, I think, or somebody.
It was KBM.
Yeah, he had Menards with him back then. Like,
'57. Oh, I thought that was Gilmore.
yes, and another rusty paint scheme here. So
That's on his cup card too as well. I was in a race with him yesterday.
Yeah, you were in a race with a couple of people. I know.
Who?
Well, Gilmore and a couple of other people I saw in the broadcasters crawl or scrolly thingy, top of the ticker. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Bobby D gets by Terry for 11th position there on the rundown. Ryder and Yarrow still first and second. Yeah, Terry, like I said earlier, had a slide. Didn't bring out a caution or nothing early going, so that's what set him back on the back foot early on, and he's going to be in that danger zone of the next car to go one lap down here before the stage break, if there even is a stage break tonight. Like I said, I forgot to ask that. Jason didn't really mention it whenever he came down to tell me you were running behind, which I kind of already knew that, but that's okay. Like I said, things happen. Even I run behind sometimes, like as old Han Solo would say. Like,
no problem, Gomez. Sorry we got here a little late. I was doing other things and time just slipped away.
Slipping. Yes, Mr. Mark. It's always good to broadcast, the championship deciding race or the final race of the season at least. We've done all the rest of them. Got to be committed as the old. Oh man, what a big slide for Ryder coming out of turn 2 on that lap. As the old Ramones song says, got to be committed. But that's about a whole nother thing. But anyway, man, you can really tell these drivers really going wide, searching for the grip for these Xfinity cars, and all the way to the wall in turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4. It's a completely different story. But well, I say that. But then, man, right here, Ryder and Yarrow having an intense battle here. And they're really letting that car glide up a late diamond through the corner and have that pivot on exit as they're closing in on Terry, one of the championship contenders here. Brian, it seems like that's kind of what you see. You can see like maybe 1 or 2 of the championship 4 always seems to struggle at that one Pacific championship deciding race. Doesn't matter what track it is, Homestead, Phoenix, doesn't matter, right? You're always going to have 1 or 2 guys that's going to struggle. You're not necessarily going to have one person just run away with it, right? You will have there's been a couple of times where they do run away with it, but
normally jumping all the way down to that apron there, trying to find something, but just can't quite get it, Will.
Yeah. But he's right there with Ryder. He's matching him almost to the center of the corner, but can't seem from center corner off. He's getting in there just as good, if not better, than Ryder. Like I said, center But like I said, center off is another story, Brian.
Oh yeah,
Great
well,
racing here. Final race of the season. I believe it's about a 2 or 3 week break, and maybe a month, and then they're back at it again. Got to have a confirmation from
oh
Jason
Terry,
at the end at the end of the show. What happened?
Terry hit the wall.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was kind of blinking. I had something in my eye. I was anyway. So
1-0 Rangers. Bottom of the first. Sorry.
hey, Mark, is there not a stage break tonight?
Right.
If you're still out there watching, listening, tuning in, is there not a stage break tonight, or does that come like with like 20 laps to go or so? I'm just kidding.
Or is that going to come
Is
with
it
5
just
laps to go?
right? Is it happening tonight, or is it just a? Is it just? I mean, at this rate, it could be green all the way. It's been a while since I've seen a caution-free Phoenix race, Brian. How about you?
Oh yeah, normally it's a cluster cahoots.
Phoenix has been pretty slippery and dangerous the past few years on iRacing.
Yeah,
And
but that also goes with how
the
you
tire
set
model,
the.
like you were
Oh,
just talking
that too.
about earlier.
And now these drivers got the whole new relearning to do with the Xfinity cars as we see here. Some people
Look
got
how
them down
wide they're
pretty
getting
quickly.
in turn 1 and 2. I just can't get over that, Brian.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes just how far you need to get. That is old 3 and 4. This is another one of those tracks that have been flip-flopped.
A flippy flop.
So,
I heard that you're pulling for Denny Hamlin. I heard.
no, no. Denny Hamlin to win what? A lawnmower competition?
Playoffs, all of it.
No,
Oh,
no,
I like
no.
to see Martin go out with a bang, but
Yeah, how about
he
that?
needs
Cole Pern's
his
going to be his crew
yes.
chief
I saw
next year for
that
500.
500. Yeah, I'm so glad.
I wonder what his card number is going to be. You think it's going to be 56?
He doesn't know what team he's going with yet, but it's point blank obvious that it's probably going to be a 23X guy. I would like to see Junior just put a car in there.
And yeah, an open car from Junior Motorsports.
Yeah. Well, there was some spoilers going around that Kelly, his sister, was trying to get a spot in the 500 for next year, but we don't know. You know, rumors, the phenomenal word to use. And then they're like, well, who can they put in it if it's a part-time car? Quite obvious. Martin Truex.
Well, not just Truex, but I mean Connor Zilic. There's so many people that they could put in an open part-time Junior Motorsports car, because not 40 cars or 38 cars, however many. It's 40 cars. Not sometimes they have only 36 cars that show up every weekend, or not every weekend, but to certain races. So 37, 38. So like, and if they show up, like if a rain delay happens for qualifying, if you show up, you're eligible to just start the race, because there's no one there to bump you out.
Well, that's probably the stage break.
So lap 55 is the stage break.
Yep.
55 laps caution free at Phoenix, and I'd pretty much say, I don't want to call that a miracle, but that is something of a feat. I don't care how many people you have, 55 people, 55 laps.
Well,
At what? at Phoenix, man. That's,
there you go.
like I said, that's a feat. Gosh, I might say it again.
I'm
Nick
pulling
Grader,
for
I
that
state.
45. 425.
Well, okay. What do you?
That's only. I smoked the good stuff today.
Apparently.
I did. We gotta. Never
Oh,
mind. I can't.
all right. So Nick Rader wins the stage. Wins the stage. So we'll talk to him after the pit stops here.
Maybe.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, so looks like somebody will get their lap back. Not 100% sure who. Maybe Bobby is going to get his lap back first.
So Yarrow started on the pole, and Raider qualified third.
But Hartwell gets out in second place from Yarrow, who came in second, and goes out third. So Nick Rader winning the stage here, but like I said, doesn't really mean anything but just kind of bragging rights at the first 55 laps. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Well, I'm peachy. So you qualified third, if I'm not mistaken. That's what Brian just told me. So got in a bit late. He did. So you got up there, you took the lead away, and then you tried to drive away, but you couldn't really because Yarrow kept you honest for the most part, it looked like. So tell us about it real quick there, Nick.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough to pass out here. Track's kind of slick, and track position is key. Trying to stay out front and see what we can do. Go get ourselves a win tonight.
And winning is the most important thing here because that means championship. You got two good competitors right behind you, and Terry, he's a good short track racer. Like you said, it's slick and out there. So, like you just said, what are you focusing on the most to stay ahead of all these good guys?
Just not burning up the tires. Keep the tires underneath you and keep long run speed. It looks like it's going to be a long run race from here. No cautions. So let's see what we can do.
Fingers crossed on that on the ladder. So good luck to you, Nick. Congratulations on the stage win.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Nick Rader, stage winner. Brandon Hartwell, like I said, is in P2. Lights are
off this time.
Okay, cool. I couldn't tell. Thank you. So. Mm-hmm.
2-2.
Get
3-2.
the race started here at lap 60, so that'll be 70. That'll be 80 laps to go, won't it? No.
That would be
70, right?
coming close to 70.
Green flag.
So they still have another pit stop to make. As the green flag is back out in the air, Nick Rader having a moment, having a bobble that gathers it back up there on the apron. And it's bumpy down there. You got to be careful. And inside goes Michael Yarrow, challenging to take the lead away. Side by side, there is the Championship 3. Terry, a little bit further in the back, rounds out the Championship 4 on drive back recovery. So, Yarrow trying to use up every inch of the track he can, having good arcing entries on the bottom lane, but Rader cuts off the nose. Rader cuts off the nose of Hartwell.
Any thoughts on pitting or staying out at all?
Oof.
Hard racing there coming off of turn number 2.
I don't even know how to
And,
call that.
well, like I just said, more or less just like I said, cuts off the nose of Hartwell. Just he was rolling it down the track trying to fit in the gap behind Yarrow, it looked like, and you know,
Hartwell almost say poop going into those barrels there.
well, I almost feel like it would have been better wiping myself out against the barrels. I could have got a fast repair and everything, and been right back in it, and may not have. But I mean, he may not have damaged the car. Here's a replay of it, as you see. Raider, like I said, swiping. It's almost like a swiper no swiping moment from Dora the Explorer. But what a terrific cutback that Hartwell has. But you see there, it overcorrects with him, and he has to cut it back and locking it up. I love the color rim, or the rim color of the 25 tonight. That's a nice bronze orange. So, okay, so doesn't hit nothing. I thought he swipes back up and hits the wall, but he locks it down. So great save, all in all, for Brandon Hartwell. So, and look at that. Terry's going to get his lap back. So that's a benefit for the 14 machine.
So Chiswick, Palmer out of the race. So 12 drivers remain. One driver, 2 laps down. But Yarrow does have the lead here. Oh, Judge, you clown. Yes, Boone, I know, I feel your pain. So 64 or 130.
Yep, we just got it. Well, last time.
It kind of sounds like Tyler Myers a bit.
Yes, an old version of Tyler.
I forgot to lower the comms, but that's right. You're gonna have a little radioactive here. Oh, pace car is off.
Yes, pace car is off, and it is a long, slowing progression around here to turns 3 and 4, old 1 and 2 now. And green flag is out, and the restart zone is way back yonder way. Restart zones, in the exit or the center of a corner, kind of make no sense to me, because that's the best opportunity for like wheel slippage and like jolting all over the place. So Yarrow taking the lead away from Raider before that caution came out prior, and now trying to drive away, but we saw Raider drive up there to him and take the lead away early goings. But now Gilmore behind Raider, as Hartwell having to drive back up through the field now, as Terry having some more problems now after he came out the dog leg, Brian. Looks like the car just got slideways on him and saved it again, but he had another slide, Brian, is what I'm trying to get at. So, Yarrow, Rader, Gilmore, that's the top three. Philbrick, Hartwell in fifth position. Adams, Blair, Story, Kevin Roy, and Dave Acacia. Terry in 11th position and final car 1 lap down. Bobby D 2 laps down in 12th at this moment in time, working lap 69.
Yep. Now lap 70.
So Brian's pick to win the championship is two different drivers. You know, I don't really feel like I should pick, but I want to say Hartwell so badly. I want to say Yarrow because, you know, all three of these drivers, Rader, Yarrow, Hartwell, very upfront, deserving, up here each and every week battling it out. I tell you what. And Terry, he's very deserving too, not saying that he's not. Like I said, he's a good short track racer.
Oh, we are way over halfway. Look at that.
Yes, we are way over halfway. 73 of 130 laps complete here, Brian. Side by side, Hartwell goes with Philbrick for fourth position. Still side by side. Now he gets the pass complete, looking to set his sights on the Rusty Mobile of Gilmore. As, man, those racing lines that Nick Rader and Michael Yarrow are carrying through 1 and 2. Is just astonishingly, almost jaw-dropping. And the fight is on here for third position. Just like the battle for the lead is starting to ratchet up ever so slightly. Word I thought I'd never use.
Well, we see Hartwell got on by Gilmore. Now, well, can he get up there and catch Rader? He's got what would you say, about a good 5 car lengths?
Yes, sir. Maybe 6. So Yarrow, Raider, Hartwell. Hartwell closing in ever so slightly on the lead duo there. About to make it a lead trio. Gilmore, I believe, saving a little bit of stuff here, or trying to at least, but Philbert, first time I believe I've seen him. He is doing real good, having a good top 5 run all evening so far. Here in just a couple of laps, we could do a crank it up and right on board with these competitors in just a minute. But I'd like to see how this battle for the lead is going to shake out for a couple of laps. It has been a slugfest between these 3 drivers all season long. If you look at the stats that these drivers have accumulated, Brian, and just almost go ahead.
I say there's Hartwell. Made it back.
He is. He's there. Now, what type of pressure, would Hartwell start applying, do you think? Or do you think he's just going to linger and wait there? Or do you think he wants by Raider? Do you think he wants the lead? Or, like I said, have you driven a lot of races with Hartwell, Brian? Or is it just like me, just having to, watch him race?
A couple of seasons ago, I raced with Hartwell.
Yeah, that's right.
Hartwell is a great competitor. All of that he prefers Xfinity more, but
yes, he does. He's told me and Joshua that.
He's very respectful on track until you mess with him. And he seems like the one, like, okay, you do it once, alright, that's fine, but he kind of reminds me of Dale. Like, now I'm going to come back and get you now. But do it the right way. I'll take the air off of you and watch you lose the rear of your car, and that's it. That's kind of who, like, Hartwell reminds me of.
So you think maybe a line was crossed by Raider whenever Raider chopped his nose earlier, just after the stage break happened, or?
I'm going to say possibly yeah, but maybe not, because Hartwell, I do believe, is a lot more calmer than me. So I think it'll.
A lot of people are a lot more calmer than you.
I'm gonna say that it'll probably come back and haunt him towards the end of the race, when it's like really gonna matter, and maybe a good old bump towards the end and adios muchachos, type of deal like that. But I just don't think Hartwell's that kind of driver.
You can see how helpful the progressive banking is through turns 1 and 2, Brian. The different distinct lines you can carry and have through 1 and 2. So multiple different diming, arkings and dimings through 1 and 2 here. As now we can take the opportunity to crank it up, if we will, before this next round of what we suspect will be green flag pit stop between the lead lap competitors here.
Yes, sir.
96 of 130. So 34 laps. Final race of the SRU Xfinity Series season. Here for the normal season of play until the fall/winter season, I guess you could say, begins, or the fall season, whatever you want to call it, that Jason is going to kick off after this for the SRU Xfinity Series to fill in until 2020. What year is next year? 2025? I forgot what simulated year we're living in this year. My apologies. It seems to be happening a lot more lately. Pit stops are a happening. So, Brian, this is the opportunity you've been waiting for, getting on and off pit road. For some, it's already happened. You know, to get in and off, you know, hit your marks, get in and out. You know, who's going to be able to do a smooth operator's job. About to be 30 laps to go here. In the middle of this pit sequence, the final pit stop of the night for everyone here. Hartwell and Philbrick last to pit as Philbrick makes his pit stop now. Brandon Hartwell still out here leading this race. If any one of the top three to go long, I predicted it would be him. Do you think that might give Hartwell an advantage, Brian, to maybe run down Rader and Yarrow at the end of this race, the final 25 laps per se? He comes out with the fresher tire. Do you think that might give him an advantage with the fresher tire?
I would say yes, but depends on how many lap cars are in front of him. And just like that, Hartwell is now in the pits. So.
Hartwell has made his final pit stop here, you know, with 28 laps to go, I believe. 29, 28 laps to go. So when, like, how long, how far back will he be when he comes out of the pits? And two, would he have enough time to make up that ground with the freshest of the fresh tires of them all? It's trying to be like mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all, right? So that's what I was trying to do, but I sounded very slow and methodical while doing that with my tires, I guess. But Rader will have a lead over Yarrow about a second. 9/10 of a second lead is what Rader has over Yarrow. Now it's down to 8/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second, 6/10 of a second. Man, all of a sudden Yarrow has came out of nowhere and just started to eat the hay.
Well, Hartwell, if we look, is 7 seconds back.
7 seconds back with about 25 laps to go. 27. Thank you, 27. I wanted to get it correct, but 27 laps to go here. Once he has completely came out of the pits, and he's going to have about, what was that, 6-8 laps fresher tire? Almost 8 lap fresher tire?
Compared to Rader.
Yeah, compared to Rader and Yarrow. Go ahead. And you think?
Yarrow now is in full go. He knows how long Rader's been out on those tires, which I think is going to hurt Rader. But yet again, well, we know phenomenal cautions.
Yes, a caution could strike any moment, any time. A driver with new rubber on his tires could just spin at a moment's notice. And these drivers just have about 15, not even 20 laps on a new set of tire.
So if I'm Hartwell,
as
well, this is exactly what I want. These two to stay side
this
by side for laps.
for laps on end over end, but the closing laps just keep counting away. As now it was 7.5, now it's down to about uh, almost 5.5. Brian, 5.5. So if these two can keep battling side by side, cross each other over, just keep having that short track battle like they're having, Hartwell will drive back into the picture. Has Nick Rader already, eaten all the good off the Goodyear rubber? What is transpired now that Yarrow has the clean air? Well, I say that Bobby D, they're coming up to lap Bobby for a third time. And you see the gap. You see the gap on the last camera shot, the last wall-mounted camera shot in turn 2. You could see the gap from first and second back to third, Hartwell there. So Terry Duguay has parked his car in pit road. I do believe he is done for this race at least.
Nope,
But back out there. Okay, but still, nevertheless, to be fourth position overall whenever it's said and done at the end of the season. Round of applause goes to Terry. That is where he will get for this season with SRU Xfinity Series. Yarrow, Rader, Hartwell is a coming. He is the little engine that could for the moment. Philbrick and Gilmore, they were battling it out for fourth position, but Gilmore and Philbrick, looks like the 06 of Philbrick almost at the moment might have the upper hand on Gilmore, but that is a battle to keep an eye on at the moment. But like I said, first, second, and third, Hartwell still running down the two race leaders with the freshest tires. The freshest. Yarrow having a couple of blinks there, blinking in and out. Big question is, did Hartwell...
Hartwell got it down to about almost 3.5 seconds.
Yes, he has.
So we know Hartwell's cooking. Like he wants it bad. The reason why I picked Yarrow and Hartwell is I know they're very good at this track. Even on the Cup side of things, they were pretty good. If it wasn't Gary, and Yarrow can make it. Oh, Rader.
Oh, Rader.
That's gonna hurt Will.
That is going to hurt a lot for Rader, as he had a bit of oversteer going into the corner. I'm pretty sure that was oversteer, but nevertheless, the front end just got away from him, and he got it corrected. But by the time he got it corrected, it was already pointed into the wall. That'll happen very easily here at Phoenix, especially, kind of trail braking or just getting onto the brakes, trying to maybe not necessarily ride the brake, but just how you have to drive here at Phoenix.
18 laps to go, Will. Oh, 17, sorry.
Phoenix can be a driver's track, Brian. And if you don't like it, if you don't have the rhythm, if you can't find how to have momentum around here, then you aren't going to be happy. You're never going to have a good race here at Phoenix whatsoever.
Making fun of me.
Well, what'd I do?
You know I don't like this track. I mean, I like it, but I can't get the rhythm down. Anyway, sir, 16 laps to go. Hartwell almost 2.5 seconds back. So he closed that gap, I would say, pretty damn quick. That's just the difference in tires, Will. We see it.
that is the difference in tires, and tires is key. It truly is, and especially if you can stay out just a little bit longer and just have that overcut and not lose too much ground to fresh tires that pitted before you. And as long as you can drive back, gain it back, but 15 laps to go. Hartwell's kind of, I don't want to say stalled out, but he's got to a lull, and that lull is about 2.5 to 2 1/4 here at the moment. He now sees Raider, and he can see Yarrow be more than just a black speck, right? So probably sounded bad, and Anthony probably laughed if he's out there watching. But anyway, yeah, that sounded really bad. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to make it sound bad, but racing, like I've said before, can be a very bad sounding sport at times. But nevertheless, 12 laps remaining here, Brian, in the SRU season finale here at Homestead. Final four championship deciding race. Michael Yarrow, Nick Raider, Brandon Hartwell here, and Terry Duguay, which can lap traffic maybe have something to do with the finish of this race, it looks like, as Raider having to slice and dice around, and Hartwell just kind of holding his own station there.
Just like that.
There comes Hartwell to the inside of Raider, all the way down onto the flat. Raider holds his line on the banking, so on the actual track surface. So Hartwell moves up into second position. He has the fresh tire. Can he have enough time, as Raider has a slide behind Hartwell out of turn number 2? He straightens it up going down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Does Hartwell have enough time with 9 laps remaining to run down Michael Yarrow and win this championship? It has been a slugfest all season between these two main rivals, are just hard-fought competitors. Raider, he's been there too. Like I said, let's not forget. So one heck of a race here at Phoenix. Like I said, SRU Xfinity Series will be off for, I know, at least a few weeks. Not 100% sure how long. Like I said, we will know when Jason tells us. Yeah, I saw why you said oof or whatever you said. Nick got on the wall there, brushed it like it was a Bob Ross painting. So
Yarrow almost second. He's got a second quarter ahead of Hartwell.
he does, can Yarrow maintain that? Can he just keep him at bay, so to speak, and kind of maybe the tires have finally equalized out. Hartwell can't run him down anymore. He has gotten all he can get with that set of tires that he pitted about 6 to 8 laps after both Yarrow and Raider. Maybe. That's kind of what it looks like. He is truly stalled out now with all his forward progress, maybe. Because can't really see him gaining any more time, but he's taking 2/10 away, Brian. He's 2/10 away, taken away. So he's trying. He's charging awful hard. Hartwell is doing everything under his power. It looks like he is really driving the wheels off that 25 machine there, trying to get this car into victory lane. He knows that if he passes Yarrow, he'll have this championship. Yarrow knows if he stays ahead of Hartwell, he will have this championship. Rader, he's been sliding all the way up into the wall the past few laps. He's just been needing these two gentlemen in front of him to make the mistake they need to make for him to get back by. He is 3 seconds away. He's almost not even in contention now. Hartwell, he is, like I said, he's lulled out at that second or a quarter a second. It keeps fluctuating because Yarrow has found a gap that he can maintain with 3 laps remaining here in this race. Yarrow gets by Danny Story, putting him a lap down. Hartwell has to navigate and do the same. That will cost him a little bit of time that he thought he had gained. White flag will be out this time by once Yarrow gets back around to the stripe. Currently on the penultimate lap of asking. He has a lap now in between him and second place. Yarrow does, having to navigate back, does Hartwell. So white flag is waving for Michael Yarrow. Michael Yarrow, if I'm not already mistaken, is a Gen 4 champion in this league. He is past champion. And coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, fending, holding off the hard charging Brandon Hartwell, entering turns 3 and 4 for the final time, bringing it home and winning here at Phoenix is Michael Yarrow, and also taking home, like I said, that SRU championship trophy. Brandon Hartwell giving a congratulatory little bump there, nudge on the cool down lap, showing his respect, his sportsman. And
hey,
here
Ryan,
comes Nick Rader.
6, your actual number?
Yes.
That's just them being silly, I guess.
Right?
So as you see here, Michael Yarrow finished P1
P1.
overall.
Ryan, I got you in there.
And then they got Hartwell P2, P3,
Number 6 is going to be your number.
Ryan Philbrick, Jeff Gilmore, Jason Adams, Danny Story, Larry Blair, Kevin Roy, Dave Acacia, Bobby D, Terry DeGay, Chiswick, Palmer, Kosick, and that's it. So we'll see if we can round up
Our podium finishers and our
Yarrow, because
Yarrow don't have. But man, that kind of sucks. Win a championship and can't talk about it. I mean, he could type about it, I guess. But Brandon Hartwell, Nick Rader, and Terry. If Terry's still there, I mean, we could always, Terry was a championship 4 competitor. I mean, he finished 4th overall with the standings, as far as that goes. Congratulations, like I said earlier, to Terry about that. If we're able to have Terry, if not, that's okay. We can get Brandon and Nick. Brandon Hartwell. Hey, Brandon.
Hey,
Got a cop. So, just championship deciding race here tonight. Just couldn't run down Yara with the freshies of the Fresham tires there. Are like, did your tires just finally equalize out to what Yaro's had, you think, after you finally disposed of Raider?
I was pushing pretty hard to try catching up. When I come out of the pits, there was like a 6 second gap, and
7.5.
was it 7? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just wanted to help you with the, because you drove them down, man. You did everything you needed to try to get there.
Oh yeah, I definitely. That was probably the hardest I drove the car all night, and the first probably 100 laps, man. I couldn't figure out how to save the right front, and then I don't really know if I did save the right front that last run, but I know I drove the heck out of it. Um, Heck of a race, awesome battling with these guys all season long. I'm hoping to do it for another season with them. I'm hoping to come out on top next time, but I really wish I could have caught Yarrow. I love racing Yarrow. I respect Yarrow. We race clean together, but I would have had to give him the bumper.
Yes, sir. That looked like a heck of a drive. You had to drive basically up the field kind of twice in a way. If you think about it, you had to drive 7.5 seconds back out of after that last pit stop, and then whenever Raider kind of kung fu, your front bumper there, trying to fit in downstairs when you were already there. You had to drive back through the field that time. So driving up through the field at Phoenix, it can be challenging, but also fun at the same time.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta conserve those tires and not try passing everybody in like 2 laps. And I think I probably did, but I was trying to save some tire. I mean, try to get back up to them guys and battle some more. That first run, I really burned them up fast. It felt like, or it was just the track temp and the way things changed throughout the race. But awesome race all in all. Second place, I think I've finished second before in the championship and Cup Series, and I really wanted this, man.
Yes, sir. I know you did. That's basically why you kind of devoted more time to the Xfinity Series. Didn't really show up to the Cup Series as much because you were trying to put in more time with the Xfinity Series cars and so forth. If it was like if you were to look at the stats, you, Nick Rader, and Michael Yarrow, really the 3 best drivers throughout each of these races all season long. Tell us about the competition here in the SRU Xfinity Series this season, and just how much fun you had overall. And final thoughts and shout outs, Brandon.
Oh yeah, like I said, racing Nick and Yarrow, it's definitely an awesome time. Like, you get good, respectful, clean racing, and that's what I look for when I started running this Xfinity Series. I mean, I get clean racing throughout SRU pretty much, and I don't know. I focused time on just running the Xfinity Series, hoping to get a championship, but I knew it was going to be tricky with Nick and Michael in the field. But just good racing overall. Thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast all season, and these Xfinity races have been a lot of fun. Going green most of the way, most of the races, besides a couple weeks ago at Martinsville, that was kind of tricky.
Yes, sir.
Just awesome time, guys. That's why I keep coming back every Wednesday.
Well, love to see it, Brandon, and hopefully we will be back at it again next season with you guys as well. And congratulations, P2 tonight and P2 overall with the championship as well, Brandon.
Thanks, fellas.
No problem, buddy.
And next up, I do believe we have Nick Rader. I do believe. Finishing P3 in the race and overall in the championship. Nick, just once Yarrow got in the clean air, you couldn't really do anything with him, or what happened there, Nick? Did the track just start to heat up, or what happened there?
It's just these guys are so equal. Brandon and Yarrow are so equal to everybody, and it's I don't even know. I don't think we passed each other on track much at all. It was the restart, and then I took off, and he didn't really pass me. And then we had the stage break, and that other restart, and Yarrow just drove that thing way in there, and it stuck. And I don't know how it stuck, but it stuck. And those are the little things that make the difference and win the championships. I mean, I think we had race pace. We were running comparable, if not same lap times. It's just the clean air really makes the car turn better, and I gave it everything I had.
Yes, you did. Everybody did, and we saw that in the race here this evening. Tell us about what you said, the restart, and obviously there was contact on that restart. Tell us about, just trying to match Yarrow's pace and just, swing high, swing low, sweet chariot. That's kind of what happened there. And turns 1 and 2 there, swiping across the bow of Hartwell. Tell us about that contact on the restart.
Yeah, I just didn't know he was there. I was focused on Yarrow and just my self-awareness. That was my mistake, and I felt really bad to get into him. I'm glad he didn't hit nothing at all. And I knew when he got to me those later laps, I didn't have much for Yarrow, and I wasn't going to block and hold him up. So I just let him go. Hopefully he could catch him out, and they could race it out. But yeah, I totally unintentional. Just didn't know he was there, racing for every square inch, and I thought I was going to clear him a little further, but his nose just touched his nose.
10-4, yes, sir. It was like the slightest contact, but it still happens. But like you said, good drive back for him. All season long, you guys battled it out, and it was a slugfest between you, Yarrow, Hartwell, Zach Deutscher, whenever he started showing up, right? And some others, right? Everybody, right? That shows up to the SRU Xfinity Series is always ones to watch out for. Tell us about it all season, Nick.
Yeah, all season was fun. I mean, I missed the first 5 races. I started late. Zach got me into it. So we started behind the 8 ball, but we made up a heck of a lot of bonus points, and for them not to count. So we were a little disappointed in that. We thought we were going to get some leeway with the bonus points, but racing these guys week in and out, nobody makes mistakes. And if you do, you're just not in contention for win. You cannot make mistakes. These 100 lappers, 130, 40, 200 lap races, you can't make mistakes. And I wouldn't say I made an overly mistake today. It's the clean air and the strategies, and it all comes down to play and just to the driver. I mean, Zach spotting me set me up perfectly, and I didn't execute that last run. I mean, he had 4 or 5 lap newer tires, but lap times were about identical, and I just couldn't keep the pace that he had, and I could tail him and we could do it, but trying to pass him is we're so equal with these fixed setups. There's so equal cars that you either got to make a mistake or you take hundredths of a second for 20 laps to even make a move to get to him.
Well, Nick, yeah, that's a good thing. You get
You're breaking up.
Oh, 1 sec.
I was gonna say, yeah, he one word and then he vanishes.
All right, is that better?
There you go.
Still worse or what? Cool.
Okay.
So, overall, final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you had there, Nick, before we let you go?
Yeah,
Congratulations again.
Thank you,
P3.
Zach, for spotting me all season. He's done a heck of a job with the strategies and getting me better and faster. And my wifey, again, thanks for letting us come out and do this, probably with everyone else's. And Yarrow and you guys for his championship, and you guys for broadcasting every week. And we're going to regroup and get faster and go give them guys a run for their money next season.
10-4, Nick. Thanks for talking to us tonight, and best of luck to you next season, Nick.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you guys next season.
No problem, buddy.
Maybe get Jason down here, and I don't know who else is left maybe to talk to, but then we can close it out. Terry's here. Terry?
I can grab Terry.
Yeah, all right. We could talk to Terry real quick because, like I said, he was part of the championship four. Give his thoughts about at least overall the season. And hey, Terry, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I just wanted to talk to you because, you were one of the championship four contenders overall. Just wanted your thoughts and opinions overall of tonight's race and also the season.
There's probably another 4 or 5 guys that should have been in my position tonight. I just showed up every race and got into the final four and rebooted the computer tonight, and there's a whole bunch of updates, and everything was messed up, so I didn't race as good as I should have. But you can't beat Yarrow and who else was up front there?
Hartwell and Raider.
Yeah, they're all pretty good runners, and they were steady all year. I probably should have been even mentioned in the top four, but that's the way she went.
But nothing to, nevertheless, nothing to take away from you because you are, like you said, you show up each and every week. You're a consistent racer when you're not getting involved in just melees, really like just random acts of carnage. But that happens. That's part of motorsport, right? But like you said, there was some updates today, and that can throw some people off and mess your whole. You got to reset some things, right? So, but normally, you're really good, with whenever it comes to short tracks. I was kind of surprised to seeing you have such a hard time, but like you said, that happens sometimes, and I agree with you. But I was just glad to see you out in the Final Four. Like you said, consistency is always key. I always say, you may not be good at a certain track, but hey, you showed up, you got those points, and that helps because every point matters, right, Terry?
Yeah, that's the main thing too. I guess that's in life too. You got to show up every night. I know some guys didn't show up at some of the tracks because they didn't like it. I guess I went ahead when I didn't like the road course, but I showed up and there's only 6 cars there, so that helped out. So yeah, it's a pretty good group. A lot of people show up, but then some guys don't show up because they don't like the tracks. But it was work out to not too bad.
Yes, sir. And any final thoughts or anything you would like to carry over? Maybe improvements or things to gain on for next season, Terry?
I still got to work on the car here. I know tonight there when they did the reboots, all the noise was coming through my headsets, and that's why I pulled in now the pits. I was trying to adjust that to make it a little better, but just to be a little more consistent and a little more better in all the tracks, not just the short tracks, but try to get I'd like to sneak in a win here once in a while, like everybody else does, but we'll keep trying.
Yes, sir, and would love to see you in victory lane, Terry. Big congratulations on being fourth overall in the standings, and thanks for talking to us tonight, Terry.
All right, guys, thanks for having me. Have a good week.
You too, buddy.
Hey, bud. Bye.
Terry Duguay, everybody. Like I said, big round of applause for him and everybody being the Final Four competitors and Michael Yarrow on the championship tonight. Got to work on getting him a headset, as old Joshua would say. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming out, tuning in, being a part of the broadcast here tonight. I know we got going about 7-8 laps into the race. Sorry about that, folks, but sometimes, hey, it's better late than never. So, hey, Michael Yarrow, Braden Hartwell, Nick Rader, that's, we already been Ryan Pillman, Philbrick, sorry. Pillman was wrestler. Jeff Gilmore, Jason Adams, Danny Story, Larry Blair, Kevin Roy, David. Man, I said his name earlier correctly. What it was his name? Anyway, Bobby D, Terry Duguay, Robert Cheswick, Michael Palmer, not the other Palmer. What? Mark Kosick is the overall here tonight for the race results. And like I said, is Jason there? Is he still here? No, maybe. Anyway, so all right. Well, anyway, we'll catch up with you guys another time. We got Monday,
Tuesday,
AMS Cup Series, coming at you. And then Tuesday, I guess, little birdie just said, I guess that's B&R Truck Series starting up next week. So there we go, bringing you back the action for the B&R Truck Series. And then I guess Cup Series will follow Sunday on somewhere. But anyway, we want each and every one of you, from myself, Will Roberts, Brian Huntley, wishing you